News.
Thank you very much, Lisa. We just heard it. There is someone out there that you can reach out to. That's very, very important. It's the message today. I want you to meet my two guests. Judy Goss, advocate for women's issues, and also Yolanda Jimenez, former NYC Domestic Violence Commissioner. You're also with Safe at Home, great organization. I'm so happy you're here. Tonight, we're here to help people, okay? And you both have great information. Yolanda, we're going to start with you. This is a top priority issue for women, isn't it, right now?
Well, I think it's a top priority issue for our entire community. You know, all too often people say that domestic violence is a women's issue, and it really is much everybody's issues. It affects children, it affects the family, it affects society. So it should be an issue that, while it's gaining a lot of publicity now with the recent incidents, that everybody really needs to learn more about.
Judy, when we're talking about people who need help, okay, they're embarrassed, they're uncomfortable, they feel guilty about what's going on. If someone is a victim, they need help. They need to get to somebody. And we're going to put information up on the screen, by the way, some hotline numbers that they can reach out to.
Sure.
Talk about what they should do. First step.
In my opinion, they should go to a friend or a family member and make the problem real, because sometimes you're in such a situation where it feels surreal, right? And you don't realize what's exactly is happening, and you feel lost.
Right.
So reach out to a friend or family member and take it from there. Sometimes calling the cops or a shelter first reach out can seem intimidating.
And Yolanda, it's very important to be able to open up. I mean, that's part of the problem. With your work at Safe at Home, you got to make them feel comfortable to come forward.
Absolutely, and just to add to what Judy said, you know, first, many individuals, many women in a domestic violence situation may not even recognize or admit, if you will, that they're in that situation. So taking the shame away from this. We know how hard it is. We know how complicated this issue is, but taking the shame away and making sure that anyone who's in this situation doesn't feel alone.
Right.
And letting them know that help is available and that this is not their fault. This is not something that they brought on themselves.
Exactly. And there are many women, cases that you know of, who have come forward, who have gotten the help, and they've gone on to lead a normal life. It's made a huge difference, hasn't it?
Yes, I knew one woman that was a prisoner in her own home. You know, she couldn't leave the house because she was too scared. So she took the initiative and contacted a family member, and from there they talked and went together to go establish a safe plan to get out of her house and get away from this abuser.
Yolanda, more stories like this, stories that you have worked with, I mean, people that you have been in touch with that you know have made a difference.
There's countless stories, but, you know, we at the Joe Torre Safe at Home Foundation,
Great
which is a foundation that Joe Torre started. You know his story. Everybody has heard his story, so how he witnessed violence in his home and how it affected him. And so we know that, you know, children, in fact, are equal victims in domestic violence situations. And so a number of years ago, Joe and Allie started the Joe Torre Safe at Home Foundation, which has programs in schools and community-based organizations where what we want to do is educate and also provide counseling and assistance
and you've changed
to young
lives.
people. And we've changed lives.
You've made a difference.
Yes.
That's important for people to understand. You're very concerned with young people, too, and you're involved in a project that you were telling me about.
Yes, my company partnered up with a national organization called Girls Inc. I'm sure you've heard of them.
Yes, absolutely.
Their motto is inspiring girls to be strong, smart, and bold. And my feeling is that if we can catch them at a young age and educate them and give them the confidence to be independent, that we can nip some of this in the bud. Now, I feel like if everyone just takes one small step, you know, kind of like when we have a disaster and everyone gives $1 or $5, it's right. If everybody just takes one small step, whether it's your business partnering with an organization or just volunteering at a women's shelter on the weekends, I feel like we can combat this problem.
That's the way to go. Yolanda, right now, this story is front and center because of all the NFL publicity. How do we keep this story in the forefront? What do we do?
You know, we have to recognize that when we hear the statistics that 1 out of every 4 women will be a victim of domestic violence and or sexual assault during their lifetime, just think about that. The number of women, we all know someone. Clearly, if those are the statistics, we all know a friend, a neighbor, someone who is a victim of domestic violence. And so learning more about the issue, making sure that we are aware that when we do come in contact with someone who is in this situation, that we know what to say to them, that we're not judgmental, that we provide assistance, and that we know where to refer them to.
Bottom line here, we can make a difference.
We can
And
make a
people
difference.
like you opening up the channels and letting women know
That's
there
what
is
we
a
want to
place.
do. We hope the phone numbers have helped out. We certainly hope your information. I want you to come back and talk about this issue. It's very important. We're very concerned about it.
Thank you.
Thank you both, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.